It's Ron Goodall from FightHype.com. I'm here with 15-0, 11 wins by KO, lightweight contender, Frank Martin. How's it going?
It's good, man. Good. How you doing?
Doing great. Now, I'm just pretty much going to jump right into it. From the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, on July 9th. On Showtime, you'll be opening up the triple header. We'll be going against the heavy, hard-punching Ricardo Nunez. How excited are you to be fighting on Showtime on a big card like that?
Man, I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm ready to just put, this hard work I've been doing, put it out there so everybody can see what's up.
Now, the last time we saw Ricardo Nunez on Showtime, he was in the ring. I'm sure you've seen him with Gervonta Davis out in Baltimore. Now you're going to be facing him. I think a lot of fight fans remember him coming to that fight as a heavy puncher. Going to this fight. I just want to get your thoughts on your opponent.
Yeah, I believe he's a heavy puncher. He's a puncher, but I feel like a lot of my last guy was a puncher. I'm a puncher too. So the main thing is not getting hit. So the game plan, just don't get hit with none of those big shots. Take everything that he's good at, take it away from him.
Do you feel that obviously you have your own performance and you've had this experience when you fought Duno, and he faced Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia had a great performance against him. Gervonta had a great performance against Nunez. Do you feel like you have to maintain that pressure to just show that you can get these guys out and have great, spectacular knockouts as well?
Honestly, man, like when it comes to like fighting the same guys that they fought and all that, I don't really be in no battle of I gotta get this guy out of there by this round. That's just putting all that extra pressure on yourself. Like styles make fights. Like anybody can have a debate or argument like, oh, he stopped him in this round, but until like say if I fight a Tank or I fight a Ryan, nobody will know how those fights gonna play out until those fights happen. So going off opponents, I try not to like let that get me out of my comfort zone, because if I go in, like I got the power to be able to knock the guys out in one round. But me, I'm gonna analyze and see what these guys got before I go in just being reckless and all wild. I'm more of a patient fighter and gonna let that knockout come to me.
And we saw that in your last fight where obviously Ryan Garcia got the opponent out quickly, but we got to see you break down your opponent and set up great shots over multiple rounds. And I think that, going to this fight, this is something that if the knockout comes, it comes. But if not, you're looking to also show the other skills that you have, just opposing to be a knockout artist, right?
Yeah.
And, this fight that you originally had was originally scheduled on the Jamal Charlo card. And I know that you were ready at that time. Do you feel that the extra time that was given to you, to perform on this card was beneficial, or it just doesn't matter?
No, it was beneficial for sure. It just gave me more time to sharpen up and, just actually fully understand the game plan and what we're going to go in there and capitalize off of. So just that extra, it was like 3 weeks, that extra 3 weeks, it was good for us, It was more good than bad.
Yes, and obviously not looking past your opponent, but in your previous fight, after your post-fight interview, you mentioned a fight with Devin Haney would obviously be something that'd be really exciting. Obviously Kambosos, if he beats Devin Haney, or the Lomachenkos, but you're looking to face, the top guys, if not the champions in the divisions in the near future, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm in that gym day in and day out. I train, but the thing about me, man, I train for every fight like it's a championship fight. I don't underestimate no opponent. So like fighting one of those guys, yeah, that's definitely that's the main goal. That's why I train like I train.
And not excluding all the other names, I just brought those names just to get out the fact that you're more likely on the better side of the lightweight division, because you've got Gervonta Davis, Jose Venezuela, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, Rolly Romero, Michelle Rivera. Like practically, you're gonna get a big fight in the lightweight division, and I'm assuming all these names and all these fighters are fights that you look forward to as well, right?
Yeah.
And
like whatever fight it take me to get to where I got to get to the top, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it.
And then you've already kind of worked with some of these fighters like Gervonta Davis and Rolly Romero and sparring in preparation for their fights and things like that. What was their thoughts when, without talking about the sparring, when they actually stepped in the ring with you? Was it respectful? Did they see like, oh, I'm gonna have to face this guy later down the line?
Honestly, it was honestly it's they didn't. I feel like they felt that they was gonna just not knowing who I was. They was gonna just get in there and just do whatever they wanted to do with me. A lot of times when you go out to Vegas, 9 out of 10 they spar with guys who they really don't know. And really, when I sparred both of them, they didn't really know who I was. So after the sparring, they're like, okay, I'm sure they know who I am now.
And just because of that, do you feel like you're the dark horse in the division, seeing the fact that everyone else started earlier in their amateur careers and got, some of the early attention, and then you started your career, at, I believe at 18, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do believe that. I do believe that right now I'm getting that exposure, and my name is getting out there or whatever. But a lot of these guys still not really knowing like who I am when coming on the scene so late. So just gotta keep getting these good performances, and then hearing a little bit, everybody know who I am.
And for the hardcore boxing fans, and especially like I've seen throughout Twitter, they know who you are, especially the fact
They
that
know.
when you started your Golden Gloves career, well, actually being a Golden Gloves winner, you faced against Vergil Ortiz, and you already knocked him down in the amateurs. And I know people say, it's the amateurs and things like, but that matters. Seeing the fact that these are great fighters, and you've already showcased skills so late in your career. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that performance and that overall amateur fight that you had with Virgil.
Man, I when I fought Virgil, I didn't even know who Virgil was. I had that year, I was so focused on winning the tournament that I had it in my mind that I was gonna win the tournament when I got there. I feel like I had won that tournament in the gym. So before I had even got to the nationals, it was already like in my mind that I was gonna win. Because I had worked so hard, and it was the year before that, 2015. I had placed third. That was my first year in the National Golden Gloves, and I placed third. So in that semifinals fight, it was, we felt that fight was a fluke or whatever. And I had went with like 12 fights. I had fought the guy who Jerron Ennis fought him and beat him. But a lot of people at that tournament, they felt that fight was a fluke. So my coach that I was with, he always used to, like, when we was training for 2016, he like, we got to go out there and show him it ain't no fluke. Like, you got to go out here, you got to dominate. So that's what I did. So, like, going into that tournament, I ain't know who Virgil was, but I just went in there and just fought. I was in there to win, but that performance, man, I just went in and just fought hard. That was it.
And the footage surfaced up, and it's on YouTube and Twitter and things like that. And just wanted to ask, because you fight at 135, and I know you spar like 147 pounders, Cody Crowley, and even just fighting some of these bigger guys. Just what is your natural walk around rate? Like, would you consider yourself a 135 pounder naturally, or a little bit bigger, or do you see yourself getting a little more?
I'm bigger than a 135 pounder. A lot of guys just like, how you make 135? I'm just disciplined. When I got goals. I got some goals. I want to do my thing at 35, 40, and just work my way up. So with that being the goal, I'm gonna do what I got to do to get to 35.
And then I just got two final questions, and appreciate seeing the fact that you are a Derek James fighter, and he's done tremendous things with Jamal Charlo and Errol Spence, and you're obviously next in hand. Overall, what's it like being in that gym environment? And just
it's motivating. It's motivating. It's a lot of hard work. That's the main thing. When you go in that gym, you got to go into work. We go in, everything. We might joke around here and there, but for the most part, when we go in, it's all work. We get in and get out. We don't just sit around and just chill. When we get in there, we working. And everything. Every time we work, it's like you learn something. Like we learning something. We working for a purpose.
Yeah, does Spence get the win over Crawford? Obviously, you've been asked a million times, but just have to ask myself.
Yeah, I got that getting that.
Okay, awesome. Well, obviously, want to give you last words before I let you go to the fight fans that'll be tuning in on this great card, you know, with Mark Masayo and Ray Vargas, and you opening up the triple header on July 9th on Showtime against a heavy puncher, you know, Ricardo Nunez. Any last words and messages to the fans out there?
Nope, man. Just I ain't got much to say. I'm just ready to put on the performance and show y'all what I've been working on.
Awesome. We appreciate the time, champ.
No problem.
All right.